that rock and roll gathering the moss till I be that. Like a quarter boy, legs, hip busting, he can't open on the Amazon high to never get her. I'm in some stuff, you're like a man, so splashing like a girl, the morning second. I'm a fella skeleton to join the army and say, find some honest, hands on the image. Maybe that's got to see, not that I got no only one thing comes to lose your way. It's never too late to embrace your fate. Make us go swiftly and gently to you. Have you ready and I'm coming to say, single condition, they never will do. What you say that was 1 6 billion, 2 or 7 billion. It's grown for a while now. You better strike in the 70s. Look just like the bathroom mirror. Oh, please, policeman, now here to well, this man may go. Please, policeman, is the day. I won't know till I'm under arrest. Am I being detained? And I asked the following question that you know you're also supposed to ask, so you know for sure you ain't being abused, so you know you're right, you gotta ask, am I under arrest? And if, depending on what they say, you gotta make sure they read you your rights, please. And then ask them, of course, inevitably, you're gonna have to ask them, you're gonna have to request it, because they're not gonna do it on their own accord. They're not just gonna tell you, all right, now it's your time. You gotta make sure, look him straight in the eye and tell him I want my phone call. Please, policeman, not in the town, please let me go. Please, policeman, is the day. Please, policeman, no, in the toe. Please let me go. Please, policeman, is the day. Oh, no, till I'm under arrest. Universities I had the pleasure of dropping out of was Binghamton University. And, if any of you cats are looking for the heart of Saturday night in Binghamton, New York, I know exactly where you want to go. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a left onto Court Street, stop at Sugar Mountain, pick a little bit of spice, a little bit of K2, get your motor running, vroom. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a left or make a right where two wrongs make a right. And then you're going to walk your way down a cul-de-sac where all the buildings jut out of the ground and periodontal disease gums, and you're going to walk your way up that stoop. How could you stoop so low? And then you're going to pass through the threshold, kiss them as a and then you're going to be immediately be greeted by a fetid stench of bad intentions. A place where all the furniture has been moved to the walls so that there's enough space to make our, ends meet, so to speak. It's a nasty little hole in the wall, needed like a hole in the head. Holy shit, man, it's a nasty little place down on Front Street. I'm gonna meet that tramp by the gutter side. A slaughterhouse apartment in the slice of life. I'm cruising with the bruises, bruising up in your suit, I'm losing my mind. Because there's nothing to find. I said I've had a stench of bad intentions, hangs in the sweat. I'm in a sauna, hot and draw my air, I'm trying to forget how the masochistic rapturist has earned us to be ready to cut. To the bone, I said you settled it loose, but now you're lost. Why tie my boots like a tightrope noose. The problem is the taste of the cause, and the evidence supports the truth. It's 80 enough proof for you. Here's to my idiot, come inside. Drink to the baby, I was left up inside. It's easier to use and lose than never to have used it on a fine club Saturday night. Good times off the street. Oh, no, no, no. Loose lips, 6 years, count you will you go down. They say they're putting your bottom, turn you off the morning, hoping to drown. Tell me what prevented you from coming downtown. I don't know. This time that these drinks to me, the meat is still fresh. Then add you to masticate a horse from the flesh. I said since nobody will tell me, but if now I'll go and see for myself. I think it might go to hell. They said let loose, but now you're lost. While I tighten my boots like a tightrope noose. The problem is the taste of it cause, and the evidence supports the truth. It's 80 enough proof for you. Here's to my lady and come inside. Drink to me, baby, I was left up inside. It's easier to use and lose than ever to have used you on a fucked up Saturday night. Good times on Front Street. Take it away, hands. It only takes a couple of nights in a place like that to know exactly who you're not, and I guess you can't know who you are if you don't know who you're not. You know what I mean? And it took a while afterward for me to relearn who I wasn't, because for a while I was sure that I wasn't what I now know I am. Which you get kind of confused, kind of muddled. Just kind of. Anyway, since then I've discovered I'm not the kind of person who vomits over a fire escape. I'm not that kind of guy. And now if I'm going to vomit over a fire escape, I am going to check to make sure that there are no freshmen students underneath it, because I'm not the kind of person to throw up on another person's head. And that's the person who I only really fairly recently realized I'm not. Another person who I know I'm not is I'm not Gabe. Definitely not Gabe. That was a harder thing to learn than you would hope. I remember my first night down at one of those spots. I was invited to a party by this guy named Foley, which is a last name, but he didn't care. He was like, "Nah, it's gonna be a first one. Fuck you." And I showed up early, which I assumed was gonna be a faux pas, but Foley loved that shit. He was like, "Man, this guy Gabe, he's ready to party." And I was like, I did not say my name was Gabe. And he said, "All right, what's your name?" And I was like, "I'm Will." And he was like, "All right, I'm gonna call you Peter. Everybody, this is Peter. He showed up early. That means he's a real swinging cat." He did not say swinging cat. It was 2012, not 1922. Anyway. you stay away from certain places that they tell you you're supposed to go. Just remember, stay the hell away as far as you can get away. I don't care if you gotta just, scramble your way down the Vestal Turnpike. I don't care what it takes. You gotta stay the hell away from that string of houses down on Front Street. Because, too many kids got dead there. I know I can expect a certain thing out of that kind of guy, and I know that I can expect to have to remember to keep in mind that last call for morals. Better cover your drink. I said now Sodom and Gomorrah. We let this whole motherfucking town go down the sink. And I said that last call for morals. I said cover your drink. Sodom and Gomorrah. We let this whole town drown and go down the sink. I said last call for morals. Better cover your drink. Sodom and Gomorrah, let it go down the sink. I said last call for everyone. Last call, I said last call for Front Street. Knowing I was there, yeah, I definitely had that going for me. Sometimes you just meet somebody so beautiful, it just pisses you off, it's just like, how dare you, why would you do that? That's not cool. And this gal, Sally, Sally, it's a weirdly old-fashioned name, but nobody's been named Sally since children in the 50s. And if you made it out of the 50s, if you grew up in the 60s, you stopped being Sally. They changed it. I just know that because I've never met Sally. And my side hustle is doing not this, but playing piano in nursing homes. And not even they are Sallys. So I don't know where all the Sallys are. If you all meet a Sally, send her my way. She made me feel that kind of way, where it's just like, God damn, you have to do you. And I wrote this song about it. And then I made the mistake of telling her I had written that song about her, and I think it came across as creepy, but, love is creepy, am I right? No? That bit gets mixed responses. Depends on the socio-political leanings of the people I say it to. But actually, no, when you think about it, just like, it is kind of gross. It's kind of not okay. It's a little bit fucked up, honestly, when you think about it. Just like thinking about somebody with or without their permission. It's like, stop. If they don't have any say, you could be thinking all kinds of crazy shit. And it's like, hey, man, that's me. Don't do that. Anyway, this song, it has music. It goes like this. Snake, loaded dice racing snakes from a cash gavel. I'll be her burn victim, hypothermic, so damn hot, come to smiling like I'm knocked out in Glasgow. I woke up in the name that I wore last night to the sound of an empty bed, and it's ringing in my ears just like sweet nothings from the voices are in my head. When you get up, being so goddamn good. Lord, don't ask me what I mean. Where do you get off of me? It's so goddamn beautiful. Oh Lord. Well, she's got the touch of an anesthesiologist. Please put me under. Because I tremble with the notion that there's something unsaid. But in my head, on my beretta, silly, I wonder. I woke up in the middle of my surgery, and I watched them watch my heart. Only the second worst thing that I could have thought is that this won't have to end if it doesn't start. Where do you get off being so goddamn beautiful? Oh Lord. Why'd you do that? You shouldn't have done that. If I told you once, I told you 3 times that you get your punishment when you show me your crimes, and it's not the spell or a curse you put on me, or the way you make me smile so tenderly. How I wish it was your temper you were throwing. Damn you for being so easygoing. I thought that time would tell. My sins would provoke you to raise some hell. Why'd you have to go and do nothing? Well, I thought that time would tell. My sins would provoke you to raise some hell. Don't try to tell me that inaction is not a crime. Can't you see what kind of seeds you're sowing? Damn you for being so easy going. Is one of the few medications out there that comes with the black box warning for something called Stevens-Johnson syndrome, which essentially you can start taking it and within a few hours, you've got a fever, and then you've got hives, and 12 hours later, your skin is falling off. it is often fatal. And during that time, I was on the road sleeping in a lot of flea-bitten motels, and so I was getting a lot of hives. I was getting a lot of rashes. And although it's a rare side effect, nobody ever talks about Memento without bringing up Stevens-Johnson syndrome because, well, it's just cool, is really what it comes down to. It's just, people are like, oh yeah, I've got borderline personality disorder, so I take Lamictal, and that makes me, cool. It's weird, mental illness chic. It's in the mental illness circle. Lamictal is like a badass one. I might be misrepresenting what I'm trying to say here. My point is that I was fine, but I made the mistake of trying to make a bit out of it on stage. I was in North Carolina at a place called the Juggling Gypsy, where when halfway through a show, this hive started really bothering me on my arm. And so I turned to the audience and I was like, so, I'm gonna play songs until it's time for you to call an ambulance, because I might be dying very soon. And it very much upset them, and they were very concerned. And I was not, but they were, and I feel bad about it. Wow, this is a nice piano. Anaphylaxis with a pack of bottle rockets. Oh, the way he spun his butterfly restored 6 his phalanges with a bag of tangerines or his back pockets. And the weather with which he recycled his vitamins and started to leave scars in the corners of his eyes. And through the white-out revelation shame, he saw no stars, even underneath the wide Ohio skies. Shoots himself from reason in a Teflon alabaster jacket, quilted from the finest fibers, flesh and fiberglass and flower screams and stuff to hear them. Or self-assured, sarcastic, ragged, babble, rousing babble round the table. People to the power for what? For what? For what it's worth. If it was gonna kill you, boy, it would have by now. For what? For what? For what it's worth. There's no more looking back, it's looking up or looking down. When they came, well, they found him with a map to every victim of his love and a bad tattoo of a blue jay on his face. And they waited for his vital sons to lie and let a flatline cry a hymn out in Hungarian harmonic. But he cocked his noggin through his stoma, sang for old anxiety. Happy birthday to the succulents on dire hydroponics. His ribcage was a hornet's nest. Palpitations set the beat, his fakes, nerve jerks, and not an axle hitch or carried men. He wondered if the good Lord Jesus charged the cancellation fee off me to saying au revoir. He ripped his Ritz right by the rents. For what? For what? For what it's worth. If it was gonna kill you, boy, it would have by now. For what? For what? For what it's worth. There's no more looking back, it's looking up or looking down.
inside. Oh, why be true to yourself when it's you who are the problem? Not the things you do, but something sick inside. Living on the dialectics, boy, you really is defective. CBT don't seem effective for the class to be accepted. Offer up your innocence, please ignore the side effects. You've lost your mind and almost lost your life before, so you'll be fine. For what? For what? For what? It's what? If it was gonna kill you, why you would have by now? For what? For what? For what? It's what? There's no more looking back, it's looking up and looking down. Pink lemonade on autumn bomber coats, Peter Pan collars, but my daughter's growing up. She's gonna be a lot like me, but I don't wanna be at all like me. Oh, yellow buzz cuts, pulling out stingers. You're telling me I'm holding up 11 fingers, and stranger things than death can happen to lab-rat girls and pretty white rabbits. But everybody knows that, nobody knows that. Everybody's all up in my goddamn business. This isn't my first Christmas, I know mistletoe when I see it. And baby, could you play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how I'm right for you? Oh baby, could you play along with me? Baby, would that be alright with you? And when we find out what's wrong with me, could you tell me how? Could you tell me how? And if I'm still pretty?
I just recorded this song as a single, and I recorded it with a guy named Matt Squire, who is, I got really lucky. This guy's got like 5 platinum records under his belt, which pretty just blows my mind that I was given that kind of opportunity. And so we're going to be using the single to like shop around the labels and stuff. So, you know, congratulations. You'll be able to say that you knew me before I was cool. And anyway, this is a song that I wrote a while ago, before I, whatever, it's, in iambic pentameter, final parameter, crossing my eyes, dot my T's. I was delivered, holding scissors. I live deliberately. I'm a quitter and a winner anyway, 'cause I never agreed to participate in this game. Won't follow my dreams, they've all got me waking up screaming. I can let them go from me. After all, there's no I in team, and I'd rather be normal. You're so normal. I sing just that we keep this informal, 'cause a normal human being wouldn't need to pretend to be normal, to be normal. Well, I guess that's the least that oh yeah, to be normal. Oh, no way, I could never be. Yeah, come on and love me normally. If I could live in third person, well, I don't think life would be much worse than it is in the current tense presently. This sentence ending with question marks or dot dot dot. Said, is it courageous or escapist to leave the quarantine when you're contagious? It may just be a cold, and besides I don't want to get old, yeah. I drank myself to death to be the afterlife of the party when the
This is the part of the song where I like to talk to my audience. I like to tell them this thing I want for you Hellcats tonight. I want you to look to your left and look to your right. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, rock around the clock tonight. I want you to find those points of no return, those inky black abysses, those blanco desolations, those rings of fire, those points of no return, those singularities in the beautiful pupils, and the beautiful iris, and the beautiful eyes, and the beautiful boy girl, neither both are in between that you brought with you tonight, and I want you to tell them how you really feel. I want you to tell them that you love the way that they so seamlessly and so like a dream fling, so beautifully and so dutifully jam that square peg in the round hole in their heart. And I want you to tell them that you love the way that they don't stick out like sore middle fingers, that they climb the way on the side of the bell curve, stick their flag in the peak and slide their way back down. I said I want you to tell them that you love the way that they're not maladaptive, not malcontent, not magneto, not never said, but that you love them. I want you to tell them that you love them exactly the way that everybody else is. And I said that I was nothing before, so I couldn't have asked to be born. I'll be nothing again, so what am I between now and then? Is there nothing to fear? 'Cause shit's getting weird. So to God who made this man, you better have one hell of a plan. I said I'd rather be normal, yes so normal. I suggest that we keep this informal, 'cause the normal you may be and what I need. No, to pretend to be normal, when I get at the least that oh yeah, to be normal all the way that I could never be. Yeah. Come on, yeah. I said come on, yeah. Come on, yeah. I said come on, yeah. Come on, and love me normally. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Come on, and love me normally. Something happens when you stop eating. They call it starving. Now, you start seeing different, ridges and angles, different shapes. You look down, it's a whole new topography. You look in the mirror, there's something else there, it's just sticking out. You lean up against a wall and your back hurts. And I had this experience where one day, after weeks of whittling myself away and just withering away for whatever reason, I looked in the mirror and I realized something. See, I have this habit, not a habit, this mode of operation where I have a tendency to just kind of feel like a non-Newtonian fluid just taking on the shape of whatever contains me. Just like an amalgamation of random characteristics, not a single individual, born without that, cohesion, that glue that holds otherwise unrelated personality traits or actions or memories together, and like it's just kind of like floating, like it's just goo. And that one day I looked in the mirror and I saw these new ridges and this new topography, and I realized that usually I can't see it, but there is something that keeps you upright, stops you from being a puddle of mush on the ground, an architecture, a framework, something within you that you don't usually see. There's somebody home, so this song is called Skeleton Appreciation Day in Vestal, New York. show me your bones, bones, bones. Let me see your bones. Well, I don't want to know if the feeling follows on. Bones, bones, bones. Hell, we're all alone. If I come home, baby, will you show your bones?
You know, if you're ever, whenever you're feeling, you know, like a non-Newtonian fluid taking on the shape whatever contains you, if you're ever feeling like you're climbing your way up the side of the bell curve, sticking your flag in the peak and sliding your way back down, if you're ever feeling like you're a square peg in a round hole, all, you know, all that, if you feel like you're hopeless, like you're never gonna get okay, like you're never gonna be okay enough, never be gonna be fine, like you're just fucked existentially, just, you know, by nature. If you ever feel just the worst, there's one thing that if you keep in mind and you really remember and you really focus on, it kind of just proves in an instant that you're fine, or something like it. And if I just tell you what that thing is, it's not going to work. So instead I wrote this song because I think it's the best thing I could say to an audience. You know, it's something that I think I kind of have an obligation to tell an audience when wrapping up a show, because it's that important. And so this song is called "The Most Important Thing in the World." Once again, my name is Will Wood. Thank you guys for coming out. This has been a very, very cool show. And here's my song.
One day you'll look up at the ceiling above. Your 3 o'clock, your 9 o'clock, the ones that you love. The lights in your eyes fade and life flashes by. One day you're going to die. One day you'll sleep and you'll never wake again. Heaven, hell, nirvana, nothing, no one knows how it ends. Rest in peace or pieces and won't even know why. One day you're going to die. Read your horoscopes, your palms and tarot cards. I said either way your destination ain't very far. You could drown or choke or burn or be hit by a car. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but something will eventually. One day you'll look back at the life that you led. No more future left to fear, that you'll have the past to regret. But your worries will be over when you truly realize one day you're going to die. In infinity's face, at most a couple generations will remember the ways in which your life never mattered. So who cares if it's a waste? And one day you'll be not even a faint memory. No, at most a ghost or fallen leaf from your family tree. Your history's not yours to see, nor is your eulogy. And you'll never know what this shit all means. But you'll be at peace before you sleep if you just keep this in mind, that everything and everyone goes with the passage of time. So whether it's cancer, murder, or suicide, one day you're going to die. Try not to think about it. One day you're going to die, but there ain't no life without it. One day you're going to die, there's probably nothing after. One day you're going to die, so if you only have one chance, you ought to try your best to live as you like.